Don't ask me, but oh, no, no.
It's live on YouTube. It's live. Just, if you can get YouTube, you can. I don't know, New Jersey may be a little backwards. I think they're.
There we go.
They just started.
Oh, yeah. Scott's been getting in Florida for what, a couple of years?
On Teams, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one that.
This is on YouTube.
She knows.
It's on YouTube.
Then,
And then it's also, it's live and recorded at the same time, so you can watch it later too.
Thank you so much.
Town meeting was on YouTube this year too.
That means my salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I take an action on the minutes from the June 5th meeting. I hear a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any adjustments to the agenda?
No, sir.
Public comments? Joyce?
Joyce Minor, good to be back, and I love the addition. When I left, you had a wall here, and now it looks really nice. It's plenty to read back here. I like it. And it's like that little dungeon that everybody was in.
Well, we really miss the old place, but this will work.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else? Go.
Cut the lower. You're gonna cut the sides of the roads this year, or whatever you did last year,
I assume you're talking about bush hogging the edge of the road?
edge of the road here.
Roadside mowing and stuff, yeah, they're still gonna do roadside mowing.
And when is that gonna start?
I'd have to ask Jim. Unless Shane happens to know. Do you know?
Yeah.
I'll ask Jim.
Clear that right up. Well, that, whatever that weed is that came from where, I don't know. Bamboo, it's not, what is it?
Japanese knotweed.
It's doing good. We got a good crop of it this year.
I really can't, the world curves and you really cannot see a car coming, if you're in a car.
Maybe that's it. You need to buy a truck.
I'm not buying a truck. Weed that came from somewhere, not our place, yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on.
Floyd,
Yes,
Mark Rockford. I've noticed that with the, there's now ATV signs all down Potter Road, Riverbrook Road, over to Eden Swamp Road. Can you tell me how and why that happened? And second question is, I've encountered many ATVs going at a high rate speed down the middle of the road. And what are we doing to curb that?
have you had any complaints over there, Ricky?
We haven't just did it so far.
Well, I mean, we've got it set up that they can use the town road, or they can use the majority. And they are, on the most part, I thought they've been doing a pretty good job of going by the rules, but we can have Ricky check into it a little bit and see. I mean, that's Adam's job, but you go with that, you got a better answer?
No, I mean, yeah, the selectmen quite a while ago approved them to be able to be on town roads. And as far as traffic complaints, they need to make complaints to the police department so they can track those and discuss with the ATV club, and then the board can decide if they need to remove roads from the list of approved roads.
I was gonna say, I'll make contact with the president and just keep him advised of the complaints.
How many times have I called this whole time? 3
I was gonna say, I think 3 times.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then up on Allen Hill too. I have a coworker that lives on Allen Hill, and he talks about them screaming by at 7, 8 o'clock at night.
I mean, we have not been receiving other complaints. So, I mean, if it's becoming a problem, then obviously we can address that. So, and the young man at the ATV club's been pretty easy to work with, so. We can reach out, we'll reach out to them.
Anybody else got anything you'd like to add? All right. Business items, 5-1, swearing in of our new selectmen.
Philip Richardson, do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Maine so long as you shall continue as citizen thereof, so help you God?
Yes.
Do you swear that you will faithfully discharge to the best of your abilities the duties incumbent upon you as a selectman and tax assessor for the town of Oxford for a term of 3 years, according to the Constitution and laws of the state of Maine, so help you God?
3 years? No.
Yes. Fine. Ernest Fitz the Fourth, do you swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Maine so long as you shall continue a citizen thereof, so help you God?
Yes.
Do you swear that you will faithfully discharge to the best of your abilities and duties the incumbent upon you as a selectman and tax assessor for the town of Oxford for a term of 3 years, according to the Constitution and laws of the state of Maine, so help you God? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Next thing on our list is to elect a chair and a vice chair. I'll nominate Dana Dillingham.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? You got it?
Yes.
And vice chair. Who will nominate that? Scott, would you like to be vice chair?
Love to.
Scott would love to.
I nominate Scott Hunter for vice chair. Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? 5-3, July Selectmen's meeting schedule.
At the last meeting, there was some discussion regarding July 3rd being the night the selectmen's meeting falls, and potentially some folks not being able to make it, so you all wanted me to bring that back up as a conversation.
Anybody got any ideas?
I know for us, we have a vacation scheduled for the week, I think it's the 6th to the 13th, I believe, so we'll be out of town that whole week. 6th to the 13th.
Anybody?
And anything pressing?
The only thing that's on my mind is the RFP for the road bond. If it needed to, that, we open that up, I'm thinking out loud here, we open that on the 24th. So you would need to act on that. So I mean, if we did it on the 17th, if that's what you're thinking about not having a meeting at all, we could probably push that out. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know if people want to look at the set. Okay, so we need to do something before the
About the
17th.
26th, I know it's in June, but that's only the week before.
So I'll be on vacation at that time. Thanks, Jim.
And I can hit the third, I was the one that brought it up, I wasn't sure about everybody else.
Third ain't a problem for
I'm
me.
available.
Are we making a motion here? You do?
So, need a motion to just leave it where it is.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna meet at the third,
Okay, third it is, very good.
5-4, accept $1,800 donation from Dr. Rob's Garage for the Oxford PD K-9 program.
So,
We'll hear a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
thank you, Dr. Rock.
Thank you, Dr. Rob. Fiscal year 2025-2026, town meeting budget approval and adjustment review.
Yep, I just was gonna quickly, just go over, obviously it was a good turnout at town meeting. I thought a lot of really good discussion and so forth. But just to make sure we're on the same page, so everything passed as written with the exception of Article 19, and that was to raise and appropriate 75,000 wastewater treatment facility reserve. That was reduced down to 45,000 only, which would be the pump station emergency repairs. And then Article 20, which was the 24,500 for the transfer station reserve account for the demo loading wall, that was reduced to 0. And then Article 21, the raise and appropriate $150,000 for the highway vehicle reserve for the 1.5 ton truck was reduced to 110,000. And then lastly, Article 37, which was the one regarding referendum town meeting versus open town meeting. The town meeting was not in favor of moving forward with a referendum style town meeting. So just wanted to clarify that. Does the board agree with those results? Did I miss anything on that?
Did you get it dead on?
So, but it was exciting to see so many people show up for that. That was my 5th town meeting here, and that was definitely the most well-attended and best discussion one I've seen.
Went pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, department head report.
I did not have a department head on for tonight.
Any of the heads want to speak? No. All righty. Town manager update.
All right, so quick things you see in your packet, I did include the election results. Obviously, we know how the selectmen results were. Congratulations again. And then you had Tom Kennison for the Oxford Water District, MSAD 17 director. You had Sean Breuer and also Nathan Breuer. And then lastly, in Oxford, the budget referendum did not pass for the school, but it did district-wide. And my understanding is that the district-wide, did it, what about the process? Did they vote no on that? Stays the same, okay. So those are the election results. And then moving on to other stuff, fiscal year ends on June 30th. The town office will be closing at noon, so we can close the books for the year. That's a pretty common practice, so folks mark their calendars, June 30th, we'll be closing at noon. Also, I've talked to Kayla over the rec department, and if anybody is interested in assisting with the baseball, softball tournament, what have you, later this month, please reach out to her. She would love to have some volunteers for that. And then we've got Rabbit Valley Road. I was notified by the engineer that July 7th is when they're projecting to start work on the Rabbit Valley Road for the project from the casino parking lot on the bottom of the hill. And then also lastly, the Welchville Dam, the water study for the grade controls. VHB will be coming out shortly to be kicking that off. The water levels have been so darn high that they haven't been able to really do a whole lot with that, but that'll be also kicking off as well. So just a couple of quick tidbits.
Are there any selectmen?
Just welcome aboard to the two new gentlemen. Look forward to working with you. And, thank Sharon Jackson and Colby Jackson for their years of service. And it's a hard job. People think it's easy to do, and it's not, because nobody's happy. You're never going to please everybody. So both the Jacksons, not related, served quite a few years, and thank them for their service.
Anybody else have anything to say? Ernie?
I got a couple things I'd like to bring up that just surfaced from getting to this point, running and talking to a lot of people of the town. So I guess being new and just trying to get updates where things stand is a couple issues. One is, where do things stand with the scoreboard down at Pismo Beach with Wellfield?
So the scoreboard right now is inoperable. It came off of the old snack building that used to be down there. There's been an issue with both getting power to that tower thing that we got down there. That's not, the power's not there. And also, I think the scoreboard itself is in need of repairs. So that's why it hasn't been used.
Okay. So is there any plan as far as getting a replacement or whatever we're doing to get one up?
Yep, so the rec director has ordered an alternative one. It's not as big, it's more a portable one, so it could be used whether at either field as a temporary thing until we figure out something more permanent. So that should, if it isn't already here, it should be here. So
Okay.
it just has to be.
Is that is that just gonna be I guess what's the discussion? Is it gonna be a permanent solution? I mean, are we gonna look at getting a permanent one for each field, or are we just gonna roll with this portable one for?
So she'd like to see something permanent down there. The reason that we went the portable route is because it was an instant solution. As we
Sure.
talked about this, she and I have talked about it multiple times. So it was an instant solution by getting the portable one that can be used wherever. We do want to see a permanent solution, whether that, I don't know that it'll be the old scoreboard that gets recycled. It probably will be a new scoreboard. We've talked about her reaching out and getting some pricing and so forth on that, so.
So she's currently, that's on her.
It is on her radar. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So that was one issue, one item, sorry. Second item is update on the senior living thing down at Robinson Mill. Can anyone inform me what things are with that?
So I spoke to, sorry if I'm cutting anybody off here.
No, I think the other guys talked to him.
Sure. So last I heard, there was, they had stalled a little bit, but I touched base with Kingston, the code officer today, see if he'd heard the most recent update. Apparently they have got their permits to start the demo. So that should be starting anytime. And the demo, they'll be demoing the old, the newest, the warehouse buildings and stuff, so they'll be kicking that off shortly.
Okay.
I don't think they've started, but they'll be kicking it off shortly.
Okay. So as far as the town's concerned, and again, I apologize, just I'm trying to get caught up. Everything's a go, there's nothing being held up, there's nothing, it's the permits on their end or with the state or whatever.
As far as the town is concerned, the town is doing what the town has agreed to do, and we're not holding them up.
Okay. So that project looks like a go
As long as they can
at some point.
keep their head above water,
Right.
on their business right, and their permits.
All right, and another item I have too is that's been talked about quite a bit too is, obviously, we all know the transfer station. And they got brought up at the town meeting, I believe, by at least 2 or 3 different people. Larry Ropes or whatever initiated this recycling thing back in the day. In that, I believe somebody said it was supposed to be net zero or zero costs to the taxpayers about recycling. So I'm just curious, do we have an idea? I'm not necessarily talking about maintenance, because everything's gonna be maintenance, but do we have an idea how much the recycling process costs us? Have we ever done like a cost analysis on the recycling portion?
Beyond the revenues and expenses, I have not investigated it further than that.
Mhm.
So, I could bring the board a revenue expense report comparison at the next meeting. In fact, at the next meeting, which will be the 3rd, I should be able to bring you a year-to-date or year-end, fund report and so forth. So that would probably be, if it's all right, that'd be a good time to bring that up and discuss that.
Yeah.
See how we did.
Yeah, that'd be great. I found it interesting that a couple people brought it up and kind of made me think like. And then, I'm trying to think, one of the other ones was too, is the land that the town owns down on 26. It's like a 40-acre parcel, I believe. What's the plans with that? Any discussion, thoughts, or what's been discussed? Or we just?
We've discussed it a couple times. We've discussed potentially selling it. We've discussed potentially keeping part of it for
Mhm.
if we need new town buildings for anything. Nothing's been
Nothing from,
So I'm sure we'll have more discussions going forward.
anything else?
None from
Bill, you got anything?
Nope.
Good.
Would actually,
Yeah,
Um,
go on.
I think we asked about this a month or so ago on Parkway, the horse, piercings. Did we receive a bid from them or off of that piece that was kind of off? on-
Well, the small piece that's off of Schiavi Drive, it's
Yeah.
more rectangle shaped and not. Quite some time, and the board did see that, yeah. Did we need to revisit that?
He reached out to you or something?
Multiple times. He's asked about whether we looked at it, and any thoughts on it, or not. Well, honestly, my tough, I don't recall.
I mean, that was it was quite some time ago.
Yes, it was.
Why don't I see when I receive that and I'll bring it back.
Bill? Alrighty. About warrants 109 to 111.
Did you see the school one?
You can come back. Otherwise, has the last two selectmen's names on it, because it was four.
I think we got them all, except one of them might have, the payroll one, which only needs to be signed by one person, that is the one that didn't get corrected. So I assumed it would be fine if we just fix it on the next one.
What did that happen?
Just like we figured out how to change it in the thing, so.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Your motion on the warrant.
We're going to be signing 109, 110, and 111.
Second.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Here's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
We're all very short and sweet.
Congratulations to them on surviving the first one. Have a good night.
Remember, it only takes 3 votes to pass something.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much. There's only 5 of you. Never be a tie.
Someday come up and have a couple things up there.
You've seen it.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not.
Yeah, the boy showed up the other day to get some water.
I'm meeting Monday night.
He didn't know where to go, so he cut down.
He goes back.